The Galactic Council chamber was a vast, echoing space where the air hummed with the low murmurs of species from across the universe. Holographic displays floated mid-air, depicting the latest updates from various sectors. Today, the chamber buzzed with a unique anticipation. The agenda was light, but rumors had spread about a demonstration involving Earth's fauna. Ambassador Lin of Earth adjusted her translator as she prepared to introduce the human delegation's unique exhibit. Her counterpart, Zelkor from the Regelian system, arched one of his 7 brows in skepticism. "You truly intend to bring one of those creatures here, Ambassador?" he inquired, his voice echoing slightly through the translator. "Yes, Zelkor," Lin replied with a confident smile. "I believe it will help our fellow council members appreciate Earth's unique contributions to the galactic biodiversity." As the session commenced, the various ambassadors took their seats, forming a semicircle around the demonstration area. The lighting dimmed slightly, and a soft spotlight illuminated a small enclosed area in the center of the chamber. Lin stepped forward, her voice calm, yet projecting strength. "Esteemed members of the Galactic Council, today we present a creature from Earth, commonly known as the Siberian tiger. It is a prime example of what we refer to as an apex predator on our planet." Murmurs filled the chamber as the creature was revealed. The tiger, massive and majestic, with stripes that seemed to absorb the ambient light, paced slowly in its enclosure. Its eyes, deep and calculating, scanned the audience, sending a shiver through the room. "Is this safe, Ambassador?" a voice called out from the back, a hint of alarm threading through the usual diplomatic reserve. "Ambassador Lin, I must protest," another added. "Bringing such a beast here, is it wise?" Lin raised her hand, signaling for calm. "Please, allow me to demonstrate why this magnificent creature represents not just Earth's wild nature, but also our philosophy of coexistence and understanding." She turned towards the enclosure, where a human handler entered, his demeanor calm, almost serene. The handler, a well-known animal behaviorist named Dr. John Rivers, approached the tiger slowly, his movements deliberate. The council members watched, breath held, as Dr. Rivers stopped just a few feet away from the tiger. He knelt down, extending his hand not in a gesture of challenge, but in offering. The tiger, after a tense moment, stepped closer, sniffing the air around him. And then, the unthinkable happened. The tiger nudged Dr. Rivers' hand with its head, allowing him to pet it. The chamber erupted in gasps and whispers, as every member of the council witnessed the raw, powerful creature submit to a gentle human touch. Lin smiled, turning back to the audience. "Ladies and gentlemen, what you see here is the result of years of understanding, respect, and mutual trust. This is how humans interact with the natural world. We respect its strength and wildness, but we also engage with it on terms of mutual respect and understanding." The demonstration ended, and Dr. Rivers left the enclosure, unharmed and unchanged. As the lights brightened, Lin continued, "This is but a glimpse of what Earth brings to the Galactic Council. Not just technology and manpower, but a unique perspective on life and coexistence." As the session adjourned, the delegates buzzed with new respect and curiosity about Earth. They had seen many wonders in the galaxy, but the simple act of a human petting an apex predator had, perhaps, opened their minds to new possibilities. The chapter closes as Ambassador Lin and Dr. Rivers discuss their next steps, aware that they had not only presented a tiger, but had also challenged the Council's views on nature and power. They knew this demonstration would be a topic of conversation for many cycles to come, possibly shaping future interactions in ways they could only imagine. In the aftermath of the demonstration, whispers of Earth's bold move rippled through the corridors of the Galactic Council's massive station, orbiting a neutral star. Ambassador Lin found herself increasingly cornered by curious dignitaries, each eager to discuss not only the tiger, but Earth's philosophy and potential alliances. Meanwhile, on a quieter side of the station, Dr. Rivers was approached by a figure cloaked in the traditional garb of the Zeltrons, a race known for their reclusive nature and seldom participation in council affairs. The Zeltron, named Silor, had an air of mystery and intensity as he spoke in hushed tones. "Dr. Rivers, your interaction with the Predator was enlightening. I wonder, might such principles of trust and coexistence be applied to sentient interactions as well? Dr. Rivers, intrigued by the question, suggested a private meeting to discuss the possibilities. They agreed to convene later at a less conspicuous location, away from the prying eyes and ears of the main assembly. As night fell across the station's artificial day and night cycle, Lynn and Rivers met with Sci-Fi in the botanical section, where bioluminescent plants cast eerie glows on their faces. Here, Sci-Fi revealed his true reason for seeking them out. The Zeltrons, facing a crisis of leadership and internal strife, were desperate for a new approach to unite their fragmented society. They believed the principles demonstrated with the tiger might help bridge the divides within their own species. Sci-Fi explained, "Our leaders are like your tigers, strong and fierce, but divided. If we could learn to harness the respect and understanding you show your beasts, perhaps we could apply it to our own leaders." Lynn saw an opportunity not just for the Zeltrons, but for Earth to influence and aid another race, potentially gaining a valuable ally. She proposed a plan where Earth experts in sociology and psychology would visit Zeltron to conduct workshops and training sessions, integrating Earth's methods with Zeltron's unique cultural aspects. The idea was met with enthusiasm from Sci-Fi, who agreed to arrange a meeting with his planet's ruling council. However, he warned them of the conservatives in his government who might see this as an undermining of traditional Zeltron authority. As preparations began for the Earth delegation's visit to Zeltron, Lynn and Rivers received a communication from the Council's security office. An unidentified informant had warned of a potential threat against the Earth delegation, possibly stemming from a faction within the Council who viewed Earth's growing influence as a threat to the status quo. With the stakes now higher, Lynn and Rivers had to navigate not only interstellar diplomacy, but also the dark undercurrents of political intrigue within the Galactic Council. As they strategized their next moves, the weight of their mission grew. It was no longer just about introducing Earth's fauna, but about transforming interstellar relationships and surviving the dangers that came with it. On the sleek shuttle bound for Zeltron, Lynn pondered the complex web of galactic politics, while Dr. Rivers reviewed cultural dossiers, preparing to meet the Zeltron ruling council. The voyage was smooth, but charged with a tense anticipation. Lynn's thoughts were interrupted by an urgent message from her Earth-based team. The security threat had been traced to a clandestine group known as the Karithi Order, who feared Earth's emerging influence might disrupt their secretive control over certain council decisions. Upon landing, the Earth delegation was greeted with traditional Zeltron ceremonies, an elaborate display of their rich culture, which contrasted starkly with the undercurrent of political tension. Sci-Fi guided them through the bustling capital city, where the architecture was a blend of organic growths and ultra-modern structures, reflecting their civilization's evolution. The air buzzed with a medley of scents and colors, unique to Zeltron. Their first meeting with the Zeltron Council was set in the Great Hall, a structure that seemed to pulse with historical significance. Here, Lynn and Rivers presented the core of their proposal, emphasizing respect, mutual understanding, and coexistence. They drew parallels between the controlled interactions with Earth's predators and the potential for leadership among Zeltrons. Some council members expressed skepticism, their faces etched with centuries of cultural pride and political caution. A senior counselor, Virik, challenged Lynn directly. "How do you propose to integrate these human principles into our leadership without undermining the respect for our traditions?" he asked, his tone bordering on confrontational. Lynn responded with diplomatic precision. "Respect for tradition is the cornerstone of our approach. We suggest starting with small pilot communities. By blending our psychological strategies with your traditional methods, we can forge a new path that honors both our cultures." Dr. Rivers added, "It's like working with a new species on Earth. We observe, we learn, and we adapt. This isn't about change for the sake of change, but about evolving together for greater stability." Their words seemed to resonate with some of the younger council members who were more open to unconventional methods. The session concluded with an agreement to initiate a small-scale project in a divided community on Zeltron to test the Earth's concepts. As they prepared for the next phase of their mission, an encrypted communication arrived from Earth's intelligence. The Karithi Order was planning a strike to sabotage the pilot project, aiming to use failure as a lever to rally support for their anti-Earth stance. With this new threat looming, Lin and Rivers met with Sylor in secret, outlining the intelligence. Sylor's expression darkened. "The Karithi are deeply embedded in our systems. If they see this project as a threat, they will not hold back," he warned. They devised a counter-strategy, integrating advanced Earth surveillance technology with Zeltron security forces, forming a covert protective ring around the pilot community. As they implemented their plans under the shadow of potential sabotage, the success of their mission hinged not only on their diplomatic and educational efforts, but also on their ability to foresee and counteract the machinations of the Karithi Order. The pilot community selected for the Earth Zeltron initiative was situated on the outskirts of Zeltron's capital, a place where the city's gleaming spires gave way to lush, untamed groves. This location was symbolic, a frontier where tradition met innovation, and it was here that Lin, Rivers, and a team of Earth sociologists began their work, integrating with Zeltron leaders and educators. Lin supervised the installation of discrete surveillance devices, a necessary safeguard against the anticipated sabotage. Meanwhile, Dr. Rivers and his team conducted workshops, blending Earth's psychological techniques with Zeltron's leadership rituals. The community, though initially wary, began to show signs of cohesion under the new methods, with early disputes resolving more peacefully than had been the norm. Amidst this delicate progress, an unexpected challenge arose. During a community assembly designed to address a local resource dispute, a sudden outage crippled the surveillance systems. In the ensuing confusion, a small explosion disrupted the meeting. Panic spread quickly, but thanks to the swift response of the Earth Zeltron security team, injuries were minor. Investigations revealed the explosion to be a well-planned act of sabotage, confirming the Karithi Order's involvement. Sylor, appearing more resolved than ever, addressed the community alongside Lin. "This attack is not just on this project, but on the very idea of unity and progress. We must not let fear undermine our resolve," he declared, his voice amplifying the growing sentiment among the residents. In response to the attack, support for the project surged, not just locally but across broader segments of Zeltron society. The clear attempt to undermine the project only strengthened the communal bonds, as residents began to see the tangible benefits of the new approach. Local media outlets, initially skeptical, started to broadcast stories of reconciliation and cooperation that were emerging from the pilot community. Lin and Rivers used this momentum to deepen their engagement. They introduced virtual reality simulations, a method used on Earth for empathy training, which allowed Zeltron leaders to experience the emotional and psychological states of others within their community. This tool proved particularly effective in bridging gaps between conflicting factions, offering them insights into each other's struggles and hopes. As the project expanded, Lin kept a vigilant eye on the political machinations within the Galactic Council. The success on Zeltron was becoming a beacon of Earth's potential as a unifier, but it also painted a target on their backs. The Karithi Order, now exposed and desperate, was likely to escalate their efforts. Rivers, meanwhile, found himself increasingly connected to the Zeltron people. His daily interactions not only enhanced his understanding of their culture, but also solidified his belief in the universal potential of their coexistence model. He documented every step, planning to propose similar initiatives on other divided worlds. The project, initially a test of concept, was evolving into a testament to the power of adaptive leadership and the potential for interspecies collaboration. As the community thrived, so too did the partnership between Earth and Zeltron, setting a precedent that promised to reshape not just one society, but potentially the entire galactic community's approach to conflict and cooperation. As the pilot project matured, its success resonated beyond Zeltron's borders, captivating various delegates within the Galactic Council. The documented results, showcasing dramatic improvements in community cohesion and conflict resolution, were presented in a detailed report during a council session. Lin leveraged this opportunity to highlight Earth's unique approach to peace and unity, arguing for its broader application. The chamber, filled with representatives from countless star systems, buzzed with a mixture of admiration, skepticism, and intrigue. Among them, Delegates from war-torn planets and divided societies leaned forward, their interest piqued by the potential solution to their own long-standing issues. However, not all were swayed. A block of systems, influenced by the Karithi Order, challenged the findings. These results, while impressive, are but a single instance. How can we believe that such methods would work on a larger scale, across diverse and complex societies? Questioned an ambassador from the Tarkan Federation, a known ally of the Karithi. In response, Lin proposed an audacious plan, a multi-species initiative involving representatives from various conflict zones to be trained on Earth and then implement similar projects on their homeworlds. "Let us test this approach together," she suggested. "If we succeed, we transform lives across the galaxy. If we fail, we lose nothing but gain valuable insights." The proposal sparked intense debate. Rivers, supporting Lin, shared poignant testimonials from Zeltron citizens, their voices humanizing the statistics and swaying more hearts and minds in the council. The session extended late into the station's artificial night, with negotiations and discussions unfolding in quiet corners of the chamber. Amid these pivotal talks, an urgent message from Zeltron security forces reached Lin. The Karithi Order had escalated their tactics, attempting a cyber attack on the infrastructure supporting the pilot project. This bold aggression was a double-edged sword. While it threatened the project's stability, it also demonstrated the desperation of the opposition, underscoring the threat they felt from the Earth Zeltron initiative. Armed with this information, Lin addressed the council with renewed vigor. "This attack shows that our progress threatens those who profit from division and conflict. We must stand united against such forces to champion a future where peace and cooperation prevail." Her speech, compelling and fervent, tipped the balance. The council voted in favor of the multi-species initiative, with a significant majority supporting it. The decision marked a major victory for Earth and its philosophy, but more importantly, it represented a new hope for peace across the galaxy. In the following weeks, delegations from various conflict-ridden planets arrived on Earth. They were diverse, each member carrying the weight of their world's struggles. Rivers led the program, which was part academic and part experiential, focusing on empathy, negotiation, and leadership adapted to each species' psychological and cultural framework. The training program was rigorous and not without its challenges. Personalities clashed and old prejudices surfaced, but each conflict served as a real-time case study, an opportunity to apply the principles being taught. Rivers and his team worked tirelessly, facilitating breakthroughs and fostering a camaraderie that transcended species and systems. As the program neared its completion, participants prepared to return to their homeworlds, equipped with new skills and a network of support. The Earth-initiated peace project was evolving into a galactic movement, one that had begun with a simple, unthinkable act of a human petting an apex predator, now echoing through the cosmos as a beacon of potential change. As the delegates prepared to return to their respective planets, the atmosphere at the training facility on Earth was charged with a sense of purpose and anticipation. Each participant, now transformed into an ambassador of peace, carried not just the theoretical knowledge, but also practical tools and experiences shared during their time on Earth. They understood the gravity of their missions to implement and adapt what they had learned to the diverse environments of their homeworlds. Meanwhile, back at the Galactic Council, the ripple effects of Earth's initiative continued to unfold. Lin maintained her diplomatic engagements, using the success of the multi-species training as a cornerstone for building stronger alliances and pushing for a formal resolution to support similar peace initiatives galaxy-wide. This effort was met with resistance from the remaining factions loyal to the Karithi Order, but the tide was turning. The evidence was irrefutable, and the public opinion among the galactic community was increasingly supportive of Earth's approach. In the shadows, the Karithi Order plotted their final stand. Realizing that overt aggression had only strengthened the resolve of their adversaries, they shifted tactics, attempting to infiltrate the newly formed networks of peace delegates with spies meant to sow discord and undermine the initiatives from within. Unbeknownst to them, Lin and a covert team of Earth's best cybersecurity experts and intelligence officers had anticipated such moves. They had laid digital traps and surveillance nets to capture these infiltrators, turning the tables by using the captured data to expose the entire network of the Karithi Order, linking them directly to crimes and corruption across several systems. With this information, Lin orchestrated a series of strategic leaks to the interstellar media, sparking outrage and leading to mass protests on planets under Karithi influence. The once shadowy group found themselves the target of public and political scorn, their grip loosening as their secrets came to light. As these events unfolded, the delegates began implementing their training. On the desert world of Thalassa, a Tarkin delegate used her new skills to mediate a water-sharing agreement between conflicting tribes. On the technologically advanced planet of Sinara, another delegate facilitated a breakthrough in talks between rival tech conglomerates, preventing a trade war that could have devastated the planet's economy. Each success story was documented and shared through a network that Dr. Rivers helped establish, dubbed the Galactic Peace Network. This platform not only provided continuous support and resources to the peace ambassadors, but also allowed for real-time updates and advice, creating a living library of conflict resolution tactics and successes. As the year closed, the Galactic Council held a special session, this time with Lin and Dr. Rivers presenting a comprehensive report on the outcomes of their initiative. The Council, moved by the tangible results and the clear decline in galactic tensions, voted overwhelmingly to establish a permanent peace and coexistence office, funded and supported by member planets, with Earth appointed to lead its initial setup. The final scene of this saga sees Lin and Rivers at the newly established office, looking out over a holographic map of the galaxy. Each point of light represents a planet, and the lines connecting them symbolize the growing network of peace. "Look at what we've started," Lin remarked, pride mingling with awe in her voice. "It all began with a simple act of understanding," Rivers added, watching a new message of success blink on the map. "And now, it's a new era for the galaxy." Together, they turned back to their work, committed to nurturing this era, ensuring that the seeds of peace sown by Earth would continue to flourish across the stars.